Put your eyes back in your head.
I felt like flavor. What, nigga?
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.
Good morning, Atlanta Falcons fans. This is your boy, Mad Mike, the mad scientist, the mad one, the absolute truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. 1/3, 1/4, whatever the hell you want to see it. But this is 1/2, 1/3, one this, one that. All right. I am the one. We are the one. We are the Unholy Alliance. And tonight we have the heavy hitters coming for you guys. We're going to give our keys to victory tonight. So do not forget to hit that subscribe button over at the heavy hitters, THEE, heavy hitters live. Okay, live. Don't forget the live. We always live, baby. We got a special guest tonight. So check us out. You know, we do our food reviews over there. So we're gonna have another guy who has a business of his own. Obviously, he's a Philadelphia guy on top of it. So you can check us out again, the Heavy Hitters Live channel, man. And we got a lot of stuff going on. What's going on, Sherman? How y'all doing? Before I get started, we got a number of things that we like to kind of clean up before I get started. So if you guys did not know, now you know. All right. So the Atlanta Falcons nation, what we all about, man, we're about helping the community and helping creators. Also, if you're a content creator out there and you want just a little bit of help, a little bit of boost, man, look, we do offer our services. Not much, right? Not much. You go anywhere else, these people are going to charge you $100, $200, sometimes even $1,000 just to get the tips, the help to kind of help get your channel going, your business going. Y'all know how advertising going. So what we have here at Atlanta Falcons Nation is $20 per week for advertising on all social media platforms affiliated with the Atlanta Falcons Nation. We have a Facebook group that's well over 20,000, right? 20,000 people on Facebook group. My personal page, Miss Maggie's personal page, AFN in itself. All right, we almost at 35. Oh, we think we over 35. So 3,500 there, almost 10K on Madmike Sports, and then we have Madmike Network, who has it's at 1,500 itself, and then we have the heavy hitters. We are headed to 1K on the heavy hitters. So we got platforms all over the place. So we know what we're doing. 6-man K Styles is headed to 1,500. We got Jew Talk Sports that's headed to 3,000. So look, we know what we're doing. So if you guys need help, just getting started, know where to go to help you guys kind of get a little bit more eyes on your content. All right, look, $20 a week. That's all we ask for. $20 a week. So if you interested in helping, that's helping you promote, give you a little bit of tips. That's what it's all about. So hit up Miss Maggie, myself, Mad Mike Sports, right? All right, hit us up, Mad Mike Sports, on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, as well as Atlanta Falcons Nation. Hit Miss Maggie up, Atlanta Falcons Nation, on IG, Facebook, anywhere. All right, so again, this has been your boy, man, Mike, man, with a little bit of cleanup. But like I said, man, it's been an interesting week to say the least, and people are pissed off. Okay, that's just people pissed off. All right, And quite frankly, do I understand why people are pissed off? I guess. Um, I guess. I guess we're just built differently here at Atlanta Falcons Nation, man. Like we don't like to do too much crying and whining for 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It's over with. Raheem Morris. And this is an interesting thing that I want to kind of get in before I get into my keys to victory. Is something that I thought was very interesting. A lot of people probably saying themselves, like, Mac, man, come on, man. You know Raheem full of crap. All right, you know Raheem is full of crap. He gonna say whatever. Well, no, I don't think so. He said something interesting that I thought that we really need to take in consideration. We really need to take this in consideration instead of getting in our feelings and, oh man, it's the shame. Oh shit, it's the shame. Y'all Debbie down on my pluckers. Okay, we just stop the Debbie Downer shit. All right, this is a new year. This is a new team, and the Atlanta Falcons are going to go through a period of adjustment, a period of trying to find themselves, and it just doesn't happen that way. Anybody that ever played a sport, anybody that ever went to a new job, you didn't go to a new job knowing exactly where everything was. You didn't go to the job knowing all the people there and how they get down. It took time for you to understand how to, find your quirks. And some of you people who work in big places, I used to work in a hospital. You got to find places to hide, okay? You got to find places to hide. Yes, I said this. Yeah, you got to find places to hide when you need to, get 5-10 minutes to yourself so your bosses won't find you. It takes you time to figure out how to do things, how the tricks of the trade, how to get over on your bosses and get an extra 10-15 minutes so, you can have a break or you can, eat a snack or holler at a chick or holler at a dude, like whatever. Y'all already know how that is, okay? So it takes time to get acclimated to that particular spot. And it's no different in football. So when you have a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, who's not only coming off of an injury, guess what? He's taking time to figure out not only his teammates, not only the wide receivers, not only the offensive line, not only the running backs, but the coaches and how they like doing things. So it's going to take time. But the thing that I thought that was interesting in this is that Raheem Morris stated that on a couple of plays, they got it in late. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You can go back and I will have this clip for you guys coming out shortly, perhaps after this particular live, so you guys can see it. But if you did not hear that clip, Raheem Morris stated in the press conference after the game that he's not going to make mistakes. Some things just cannot happen. We got to play in late. All right. And not only did we get to play in late, but guys weren't in the right spot. And, these things cause for a fumble, the TJ Watt fumble, and pretty much killed the momentum. But one thing that I thought was interesting in saying that again is he got the play in late. Okay? He got the play in late. And that's been ringing in my ears for the most part. That's been ringing in my ears for the most part because as a new team and a new scheme and new players, something that you can't have is your offense not getting the play in fast enough. And I think that's the thing that we have to improve as a coaching staff. And I know a lot of people probably said to themselves that we got out coached. And for the most part, Raheem Morris kind of admitted that, he did get out coached. And another thing that I want to kind of bring to people's attention is that, this is his mentor. Mike Tomlin is his mentor. He was under Mike Tomlin when these guys were in Baltimore. So this dude knows Raheem through, up and down throughout. So I think those one of the things too you got to look at is that, this team with the Pittsburgh Steelers, these guys did exactly that. They outcoached us. And I think one of the things that fans, we have to, we don't have to accept it that this is going to be the case all the time, but understand that this is going to be a struggle. Why? Because these guys are young. This is what happens when you want young quarterbacks. This is what happens when you want young running backs. This is what happens when you want younger players. The chemistry, the experience, being able to get through certain things. These things are going to happen. So this is what happened to the Atlanta Falcons. Granted that they only gave up 18 points. Granted that the Atlanta Falcons only scored 10 points. But the thing is what? Mistakes. These mistakes are going to happen when you're dealing with a young coaching staff. These mistakes are going to happen when you have young players. So if you guys want younger players, this is what's going to happen. So I thought that was something interesting. And I thought it was something of note that Atlanta Falcons fans should really, okay, this is why it's very important for you guys to listen at these press conferences. So before I get into the first key, Sherman Wood, thank you, brother, for joining us. Sonia, how you doing? Bucks, Rays, and Bolts, how y'all doing, man? So this is the first key. All right, so we're gonna look at the first key as far as this Atlanta Falcons is concerned, and 3 keys to victories. All you guys know exactly what goes into this when we talk about our 3 keys to victory. The first one for your boy, man, Mike, is turnovers, man. Turnovers. I don't think anybody could doubt or would doubt what happened to the Atlanta Falcons in this first game. It was an absolute atrocity. This is something that cannot happen. This is something that, if anything, if anybody goes in it, like if anybody, anyone knows this about this Atlanta Falcons team, is that you cannot turn the ball over and expect to win. You can't expect to win. Sorry about that, but one thing, I living in Fairburn, boy, you hear these big, long train sounds that go on for 10, 20 minutes. So that's one thing about living in the quote unquote country in Fairburn. Even when you're in the house, all right, even in the house. But again, Bucks, Rays, Bolts, strapped up. Naheem Miller, what's going on? Southside, what's going on? But excuse me, let me start over. Turnovers again. The turnovers for the Atlanta Falcons, something that if you don't take care of the ball, man, you're never going to win a lot of games. One of the things, you look at the Atlanta Falcons, and if you're not scoring points and you're turning the ball over, you're making big plays. What's the Atlanta Falcons made big plays? They made some big plays. I know a lot of people are saying to themselves about Tyler Algier. Well, he need to touch the ball. Well, you can't touch the damn ball if you're turning the ball over. Well, when he was in the game, the Falcons were turning the ball over. So that takes away from his opportunities. Because again, we can sit up here and say this guy needs the ball and that guy needs the ball. Well, guess what? Drake London didn't touch the ball. Okay? Everybody worried about Tyler Algier. We're so focused on Tyler Algier and what he is and what he didn't touch the ball. We forget that Drake London did not touch the ball, people. And this is where fandom is a major problem, even with analysts. Analysts aren't truthful when it comes down to things like this. Because you're in your feelings about this person did not get the ball. Well, Tyler Algier needs to get the ball. Bijan get the ball too much. Well, guess what? A lot of people didn't get the damn ball. When you possess the ball for 35 plus minutes, okay? We're talking about 35 minutes. Okay? Got to keep this in mind. They possessed the ball for 35 minutes. And who am I talking about? The Pittsburgh Steelers. You can't expect to win games if your opponents are holding the ball so freaking long. And that's the issue when it comes down to this team and being able to get the ball to the playmakers, get the ball in the hands of the playmakers. You're not going to what? You're not going to get the ball in the hands. And some of these people are not going to touch it. And quite frankly, a lot of people are going to be upset. So in order for the Atlanta Falcons to get the ball into Drake London's hands, to get the ball into Tyler Algier's hands, for one, can't turn the ball over. So turning the ball over is huge. Okay, Drake London got the ball 2 times. You don't think Drake London needs the ball more than 2 times? We're so focused on Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, we don't realize that our playmakers. Drake London is a more valuable piece than Tyler Algier is. I hate to say it like that, people, but he is. This is the truth. It's the absolute truth. Drake London is a more valuable piece than Tyler Algier is. And he only got the ball 2 hands. But we do not see this. We don't hear people talking about this. We're bitching and complaining and moaning and whining because, no, man, Bijan touched the ball too much. Bijan, oh, Bijan, we need to get the ball in here more than Bijan. Bijan. When are we going to realize that this is a passing league? When are we going to realize that running the damn ball is almost a thing that's going to be extinct? When are we going to realize that running backs aren't as valuable as we think they are anymore? When are we going to understand this? So at the end of the day, I know everybody is whining and crying, but Bijan Robinson deserves to have the touches that he does because he can do things at that running back position that a lot of guys can't do. I know this is not something that a lot of people want to hear, but it's the truth. Bijan Robinson deserves to have that many touches. Why? Because the Atlanta Falcons were in a position a couple of times. And this is why I said to even a Steelers fan, TJ Watt he's a good run stopper. Maybe he is. But the 2 times that the Atlanta Falcons ran to his side, Bijan Robinson almost broke for big time plays. He almost scored a touchdown on the first one. And then the second one, he could have took it to the house, but a Steelers players made a nice play and tripped him up. And he could have been going for a good 30, 40 yards. But guess what? He got tripped up. So all of this nonsense, when we talk about Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, the fact of the matter is Bijan Robinson is a much more explosive player for this Atlanta Falcons team. He's a much more valuable player for this Atlanta Falcons team. But that does not take away the skill set of what Tyler Algier is. The fact of the matter is the Atlanta Falcons cannot turn the ball over if you want to get Tyler Algier in the game. Tyler Algier plays a role, and his role in this Atlanta Falcons offense is to do what? Run the damn ball. Run in tough situations. So if we're turning the ball over and we're behind, guess what? We're going to have to do pass the damn ball. And this is where the skill sets of Tyler of Bijan Robinson is much more catered to that particular aspect of the game. It's just the way it is. So we can't turn the ball over. We can't give up sacks to put us in third, second, and 16, where we was way too much against them. We was way too much in long situations. You can't have that. So you can't turn the ball over. So in order to get the ball into Tyler Algier's hands, we can't turn the ball over. So that's the first key. No turnovers. We can't have turnovers. We can't have that if we want to highlight and accentuate and highlight a guy's like Tyler Allgeier's skill set. His skill set is to run the damn ball when we have a lead. When we have a lead, and then we can get Tyler Algier. But when we're behind, it becomes a Bijan Robinson game. So we cannot have that. So that is the first key. No turning the ball over. The second key is stretch the run game. Stretch the run game, okay? This is where the Atlanta Falcons, if you look at the Atlanta Falcons, in my opinion, the run game in itself, or the overall look of the offense, was a little bit too much catered to the middle of the field for my liking. Especially with the run game. And the one thing I do know about this Philadelphia Eagles team is they run that wide nine, all right? And they have 5 guys at a time. So they like to have one-on-one opportunities with their D linemen and their edge rushers. So if the Atlanta Falcons want to get the best of this particular team, especially with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in the middle of that field, I believe personally you have to attack their edges. Now, the Falcons can run the ball up the middle. I think they're going to be able to do that with Tyler Algier as well as Bijan Robinson. They're going to make those plays running the ball up the middle. But I think for the most part, man, we got to get the ball in the hands of Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier with those stretch plays. Stretch the defense out a little bit more. I thought we was a little bit too complacent in regards to how we ran the ball, and wasn't a lot of we ran the ball a little bit too much to the left for my liking. You got to press that right side with Caleb McGarry and Chris Lindstrom, get these guys going, because for the most part you don't want to have any of your linemen. But in this particular aspect, when you got a good edge rusher or a team that can get after the quarterback, you want to make sure that these guys respect the run game for the most part. So for me, get Bijan Robinson, get Tyler Algier the ball and stretch plays. You got to stretch the plays. The Falcons have to press the edges. They have to press the edges on both sides, okay? Again, they like to run as wide nines, and the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to give you opportunities to run the ball, all right? I know Jordan Davis is a monster. I know Jalen Carter, those guys are monsters up the middle, but the Atlanta Falcons, with their run game, with their offensive line, I think they are just as talented as that Philadelphia Eagles defensive front is, and they've lost a few pieces. They got a guy like Huff there. They got Jalen Carter, but I think for the most part, the Falcons can take it to Philadelphia in the running game. But again, they got to show a variety. They can't continuously try to run the ball up the middle via that pistol. They got to spread it out a little bit. I think you got to come out for the most part and spread them out run the ball a little bit more on the edges, use some screen passes, get those guys off kills off spot, because you move these guys around, stretch the plays a little bit. I think you can, stay away from those guys up the middle when Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Get those big guys tired. You get those guys huffing and puffing, the game gets a little bit more easy as the time goes on. So the Falcons have to stretch the plays. And I think this is one of those games where Bijan Robinson is going to have a big game, and potentially Tyler Algier for the most part. I think these guys are going to have a big game in the running game, because I don't think with their edges against Jake Matthews, Caleb McGarry, Chris Lindstrom, them going to more of a zone type of running game in this particular game, because I think they're going to stretch it a little bit, get these guys off the ball a little bit, go away from them big defensive tackles, and just hand the ball off to those running backs. So that's the second one. Stretch the running game. Have a variety of plays for your two running backs. The third one, the front seven, man. Gotta have front seven discipline. One of the things I'm looking at when you look at Jalen Carter, is he likes to run to that right side. And this is where I think the Falcons have the opportunity to make some big time plays, to get some big time turnovers, because this guy, he does not change his habits. He hasn't changed his habits. When he's under duress, he likes to run to that wide. He likes to escape to that wide side. So what we're going to see with this Atlanta Falcons team, you have to rush him with discipline. Jalen Carter is a guy that has the athleticism to what? Get out the pocket, make a few plays with his legs, as we've seen with Justin Fields. One of the things that for the Atlanta Falcons that I thought they did a little bit too much, especially Grady Jarrett at one particular point where he rushed him, got out of his lane. You got to have lane discipline when you got mobile quarterbacks like that. You can't just simply attack them. You have to have sort of a mush rush. You got to be disciplined and stay in your lane. You have to stay in your lane with a guy like Jalen Hurts. These guys will take it 20, 30, and possibly even take it to the house with their speed and their athleticism. So Falcons can't get too antsy. They got to be able to stay in their lane and tackle well. Okay, you got to tackle well with this guy. Again, because he likes to escape out of the pocket. He likes to escape right side out of the pocket. So the Falcons cannot. This team is used to making big plays. They got a big time receiver in AJ Brown. And if you give him a little bit more time to get the ball to him, he can make those plays, and he can make those plays often. That with AJ Brown, he is very good at the run after the catch. He's physical. A Julio Jones, Terrell Owens type of guy. These guys are physical, fast, and they can make some big time plays with their wide receiver. And then what their wide receivers with the run after the catch. Okay, so looking at this, man, again, no turnovers. You cannot turn the ball over. Okay, Kirk Cousins, you can't turn the ball over. Okay, Caleb McGarry, y'all can't have these holding plays after these big time plays. You have to be disciplined in this game. The second one, again, you got to stretch the run game. It has to be a variety. Don't just get stuck on the right side. Don't get stuck on the left side. Don't just get stuck running the ball up the middle. You have to have the variety. But for the most part, stay away from those big-time defensive tackles, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, man. Get these guys tired. Run those stretch zone plays with Caleb McGarry and Jake Matthews. Let those guys press the edges, get physical with their smaller defensive edge guys for a little bit, for the most part, and just try to get big plays in the running game with Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier by stretching the run game a little bit more. And again, discipline. You can't get outside of your assignment. But if you get up there outside of your assignment as a defensive rush guy, all right, on Ebiketie, you too. You was an absolute mess Okay, Ebiketie was an absolute mess in this game. He was not disciplined. He was getting pushed around. He didn't do a lot of spinning, but for the most part, he just wasn't disciplined. So you got to be disciplined in this game on the Ebiketie. So looking at this Atlanta Falcon team, you got to have discipline, front seven discipline. That's the linebackers. The linebackers you can't over pursue. You got to stay in your gap again because we got a running back like Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley can go the distance. This guy is an absolute playmaker. So you gotta have that discipline. Stay in your gap. Don't over pursue. And for the most part, the Falcons will be okay. But looking at this Philadelphia Eagles team, they do have a lot of weaknesses in the secondary. You look at the quarterback, the cornerback position outside of Darius Slade. There's not a lot of guys. I think you look at Chauncey Gardner. No, I think he is dealing with some sort of an injury. I think it was a wrist injury now. I don't know if it's going to be nagging him, but that's something to kind of keep a close eye on. They got the young kid they drafted the corner. I think he's like the fourth cornerback, so you may not see him a lot, but that secondary isn't as strong that you would think. So it's a potential that you can see a guy like Drake London and Darnell Mooney, those guys end up making some plays in this game against their cornerback. So I think the Falcons have opportunity to get the ball into those hands and make some plays and score early and score. They really do need to score early. That's one of the things with the Atlanta Falcons. They have to score. And I'm talking about scoring the first quarter and the second quarter. I think as time goes on, you'll start seeing these guys getting a little bit more disciplined as far as the passing game is concerned. I really like what we have in our passing game, but you gotta get that chemistry. And Kirk Cousins, as much as people are saying that, he's this and he's not that. Like at the end of the day, man, this dude has not played ball in nearly over a year. Okay, since October last year, this dude has not played in nearly a year. So we gotta give this guy. We got to get this guy a break. All right. I know it's not something that we want to hear. I know as Falcon fans, we want to see our players play often and well when we want it, all the time for the most part. We like to see success. But like the great Johnny Abraham said last night on the Lady Bird show, this guy hasn't played. This guy hasn't played ball. He hasn't played ball in nearly a year. This is about 10, 11 months he has not played football. And I'm talking about live football action, not practice, people. Live football action. And this is another thing when we're talking about what Raheem Morrissey said. It's like, look, people so focused on whether or not the Falcon did not play in training camp. Not training camp, but in preseason. But he said in the press conference also, is 10 plays really that much of a difference when it comes down to a game? These guys are going to play maybe 2 to 3 series in the preseason. But we're pretending like there's 2 and 3 snaps in preseason, okay? And 2 or 3 possessions is going to be the difference between the Falcons being having chemistry or playing well. It's not. At the end of the day, possessions on the field. You got to be able to play in live game action in order to get this chemistry down. These guys have not played together. Darnell Mooney is a new guy. Charlie Warner is a new guy. Ross Dwelly is a new guy. We got so many new guys in that passing game along with Kirk Cousins. He hasn't played with Bijan. He hasn't played with any of these guys. So the truth of the matter is it's going to take patience. So the Atlanta Falcons fans, I know this is something that you do not want to hear, but the Atlanta Falcons are going to have to we'll have to be patient with it. It's going to take time. Where for the most part, we have a new offensive coordinator. He's a young offensive coordinator. And like Raheem Morris said, he did make some mistakes. He got some, plays in a little bit late. He has to get better with that. And I love the fact that Raheem Morris is not making an excuse. He pointed the finger at the offensive coordinator. Look, he got to play in late, and this is why it led to a turnover. It led to a turnover because guys weren't in their right spot. Okay, so these are the things that has to improve, but it's only going to improve with more time. It's not going to be one game, Atlanta Falcons fan. We can't keep pointing at this and that and saying, this is the reason why. Everything is the reason why. Why? Because these guys have been together at least a few months, and we're expecting these guys to put up, 30 points, and these guys have not played together. That's not the way the NFL works. If you look at, for the most part, the Pittsburgh Steelers, these guys have been together for years, and I'm talking about 4+ years. This Atlanta Falcon team has not. Most of these guys have just gotten here. So we can't have these unrealistic expectations. It's all about realistic expectations. So I know a lot of Falcons fans, again, this is not what we want to hear, but this is the facts. All right. So this is the end of this particular portion of the show. If you guys have a few questions, leave your questions here right now, and I will get to it. So again, we appreciate this, man. There's three keys to victory: no turnovers, stretch the run game, and the front seven discipline. So we have just read a few comments here. Really, what's going on? If the Falcons run the ball effectively, find ways to get the ball out quickly, they'll be good. Great comment. What's going on, Georgia, Texas boy? All-star players can't get the ball when the Steelers hold the ball for them at 35 minutes. And that's the thing. That's 11 that's 11 minutes more. So we had those 11 minutes, then maybe we can get the damn ball. Or at least half of those minutes, we could have got the damn ball to Tyler Algier. But when the other team is holding the ball for nearly half of the damn game, like, we can't get the ball into our playmakers' hands. So we got to be able to, do better at not turning the ball over. Dude said the pass defense was horrible, catches 71 yards. Yeah, and again, I don't agree with that either. MJ, I don't agree with the pass game. The pass defense was horrible. The guys gave up 100 and about 70 something yards. Excuse me. But the Atlanta Falcons gave up less than 250 yards. Okay. And we're talking about AJ Suggs and this guy. Look, the guy had 6 catches for 85 yards. He didn't even have 100 yards, and we up here talking about, well, AJ need to do this. Do he need to do this? Does he need to improve on the aspect? Of course. Of course. But he gave up 85 yards, okay? And one of those things wasn't even really his fault. When it comes down to AJ, not AJ, but George Pickens, like, these are the things that we talk about. Like, we have to be realistic in our expectation. We have to be honest in regards to this Atlanta Falcon team. They played a damn good defensive game. But the fact of the matter is, when you turn the ball over the way that we turn the ball over, the defense doesn't get the credit that they should. We gave up less than 20 points. 20 points, giving up less than 20 points, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win the game. But when you turn the ball over the way the Atlanta Falcons are, it spoiled the defensive effort. So we don't get the credit when you turn the ball over. No, he said the defense was great. Kirk Cousins sucks. He sucked that game. Absolutely. There were at least 2 poorly ran routes, which produced the checkdowns. And like I said, look, they're getting better with that. It's going to get better with that. But one thing I do like about Raheem Morris, man, from what I'm seeing, these guys are already making the choice that's like they're going to bring in other wide receivers. They're going to bring in other playmakers. They've already started to work out a few tight ends. If you didn't see my short this morning, they've already brought in a few tight ends. They brought in John Ross to work out. So this Atlanta Falcons team is not playing around, man. Like, if you're not going to play well If you don't execute, if you don't do your damn job, these guys are going to replace you. So that goes for anybody on the offensive line, defensive line, Caleb Maggiet. If Caleb Maggiet doesn't improve, guess what? They're gonna make that adjustment. They're gonna make that, they're gonna bench guys. One thing I do respect about Raheem Morris, from what I'm seeing as of now, if you don't perform, you will be gone. And ask Taylor Heineke. He didn't perform even in excuse me, he didn't even perform in preseason, so they got rid of him and traded him. So you're going to perform with this Atlanta Falcons team, or you won't be with this Atlanta Falcons team. You saw 3 carries he got. Pittsburgh had Hill trying to tackle him. It took 3 guys just to stop his 4 progress. But again, Tyler Algier is a battering ram. Okay? I want people to understand this. Right? He's a battering ram. He wears you down. Okay? His skill set is better suited when you have a lead. This is why it's important not to turn the ball over. This is why it's important to have a lead. So you can get the ball into a guy like that. Hey, Tyler Algier is not a guy. He's not a running back that you're going to split out wide and he's going to catch passes. He's going to be an asset in the pass game. That's not what he is. So in order for the Atlanta Falcons to use Tyler Algier the proper way is to what? Have a lead. Maybe in a few times, if you want to kind of calm everything down as far as turnovers are concerned, one of the things that I think a lot of people are a little bit too judgmental on, or they're thinking too hard on, is that if the offense itself isn't going the way, we just split carries. Well, if Bijan Robinson is doing a damn good job, what's the point of taking him out of the game? Well, Bijan Robinson wasn't the problem. The offense was the problem. The passing game was the problem. So we can't punish Bijan Robinson because the offense in itself isn't performing up to standard. And again, Bijan Robinson is our battering ram. Our battering ram, the Derrick Henrys of the world, the Earl Campbells of the world, the APs of the world, these guys are better suited when you have a lead. When the game is close and you have a lead, it's the 4th quarter, 5 minutes on the clock, and you're trying to run the clock out. This is where you use a Tyler Algier. So again, I understand what people are saying in regards to Tyler Algier, and we should get him the ball a little bit more. But the fact of the matter is, when you're down and you have to pass your way back into the game, this is where a Bijan Robinson is better suited for this particular team. So in order for us to get the ball into a Tyler Algier's hands, guess what? We got to play better. So we got to look at Kirk Cousins. When it's 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, use Tyler Algier. When it's the 4th quarter and we need to run the clock out because we got a lead with the goal line and we need to get in the red, we need to get a touchdown. This is where you need to use Tyler Algier. But when we're down and we have to pass our way into things, this is where Bijan Robinson excels. This is where his skill sets is better suited. So we got to look at every situation and be honest in what we said. The stupid penalties by offense. Again, it was too many big plays where Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts caught like a 20-yard pass that got taken back because of a holding penalty. So the Atlanta Falcons made plays. The offensive coordinator made some good calls. Kyle Pitts was wide open in the end zone by himself. That's a good call. But does he have to get better? Abso-freaking-lutely. Does he have to understand momentum when it comes down to certain players? Do you have to be a little bit more less predictable with his formations? Probably so. Does he have to use as much pistol? I don't know. We'll see. Well, we don't. I don't know what the game plan is. But at the end of the day, even in those formations, the Atlanta Falcons made plays. So is it really the formations? They made plays out of that formations, and we're saying we using it too much. So at the end of the day, is it really the formation, or is it the lack of execution in certain situations that we're frustrated with? Use the run game to set up a play action. Look, again, just because you're running play action doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be effective. Just because you're using play action doesn't mean it's going to be effective. You still got to, it comes down to execution. We can sit up here and say about this formation or this play call. The end of the day, don't matter. You got to get out here and play. You got to make plays. This is Raheem said in the press conference. We did not make plays. We turned the ball over way too much. Does it really matter what play that he calls in certain situations? If your players don't execute, you can have the right call, but if you drop the pass, does it really matter? You can have the right play call, and then guys end up holding on the penalty and ruin a great play call. See, these are the things that happen with the Atlanta Falcons. And there are going to be mistakes, especially with a younger offensive coordinator who's, for the most part, he's seeing these teams for the first time himself. So it's a learning process for him. But this is what we want. If you want younger coaches, this is going to be the consequences for said players, for said coaches. You want younger coaches, they're going to struggle in certain situations. If you want younger players, they're going to struggle in certain situations. No penalty, don't turn the ball over. Don't be afraid. You have to score points. 10-7, it's not gonna cut it. We have personnel to block against the wide nine. Yeah, I really be like I said, I think this is a better matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles than it is with Pittsburgh. I think we had the personnel to be able to block those guys up front. Like those call them Georgia balls up the middle, they're gonna be a problem. Offensive line is built for the play action and not passing. Well, that's not true. Falcons did pretty good. Like I said, you turn the ball over, man. You turn the ball over. It don't matter. It don't matter what you best at. You can't turn the ball over. The Falcons did a pretty. They got the ball into their playmakers' hands. Kyle Pitts got the ball. We even saw Darnell Mooney got the ball in certain situations. Even Ray McCloud, I think he had like 4 catches. So the ball, like the Falcons got the ability to pass block, and they did good in certain situations. Just when when TJ Watt just got in rhythm, man, look, it was over. That dude is the real deal as a pass rusher. You can take advantage of him in the running game and the screen game and whatnot, but like this dude he's a monster in that pass. And that's why I was saying the Falcons had a couple of opportunities to get touchdowns on him and big plays with Bijan Robinson, but they made 2 damn good tackles to spoil those opportunities. If Bijan scores a touchdown on both of those opportunities, we're not even talking about Tyler Allgeier and whether these guys need to split carries. We're not even talking about that. So again, this is why you got to give the Steelers their credit. They just made plays when they need to make plays. So Cooper for a touchdown, interception in last game. We'll see. Like I said, I will see. We had to put points on the board and stop using Bijan. Again, Bijan Robinson is not the problem. Okay? We gotta stop. We gotta stop this nonsense. Stop using Bijan Robinson. Like that's just like stop using one of your most effective weapons because you want to use somebody else. If Bijan is keep producing, I don't give a flying you know what. Bijan Robinson had some big plays in this game where we're trying to act like it didn't happen. The only reason why we're saying that we got to stop using Bijan Robinson as much is because we turned the ball over and we lost. If we win that game, ain't nobody talking about, oh, well, Bijan, we using it too much. But again, on those 3 plays, it was 3 plays. Bijan Robinson almost took it to the house a couple of times, at least 3 times in big big situations. But we up here sitting and only regretting because it did not happen. If it does happen, we're not talking about this. If the Falcons win this game, we're not even talking about whether or not Bijan Robinson's being used too much. Because of his route running and release at the line, you would rather see AJ line up against Devontae Smith on the physical corner. On one reason he should be playing stars. Well, again, let's have this conversation. How long do you guys want these play? Like, tell me why you should be using starters in preseason, and how many snaps do you think these guys are going to have in the preseason? How many snaps you guys think they're going to have in the preseason? Because I hear this all the time. Look. Drew said it on his live show yesterday. There's a good and a bad when it comes to that. You lose a player in preseason, you're gonna be saying, "Well, we shouldn't have been playing starters." Did it really matter to play a guy in preseason if he end up getting hurt? And you do play him, and they play out, and you if you don't play him, the explanation is gonna be, well, yeah, explanation. If you play these guys and they get hurt, you're gonna be saying, "Damn, you should have been playing." If you play those guys and then they don't play well and they get off to a slow start, it's like, shit, what the hell is? So what do you guys think, and how many snaps do you think these guys should have gotten in preseason? 30 snaps. You think these guys should have played 2 quarters in 3 preseason games? That's what you saying? 30 snaps for a preseason game. Game speed is different from practice speed against our own players. I mean, if you say so. You don't know how they actually practice. Most NFL teams do the exact same thing the Atlanta Falcons do it. The Pittsburgh Steelers played exactly how the Atlanta Falcons. They really don't hit. The NFL has a mandate that you cannot. Okay, this is not exclusive to just the Atlanta Falcons. You only can practice a certain way. You only have a certain amount of days where you can actually hit your opponent. So this is not exclusive to the Atlanta Falcons. You can't hit guys in certain practices. You can't hit guys in certain situations in practice. So if everybody in the league has the exact same rules that the Atlanta Falcons have, okay, are we really? Is it really that much? I ain't talking about the Chiefs played their starters. Well, the Chiefs didn't play. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. It don't matter if they do or they don't. They the Chiefs. Do y'all really think it would have mattered if the Chiefs played they play? Let's keep that real. If the Chiefs played their starters, if they didn't play their starters in preseason, do you think that would have mattered as much? Do y'all really think that if Patrick Mahomes didn't play in the preseason, it would have mattered? That's why you play starters in the preseason because you're not hitting in practice. You don't think these guys haven't been hit before, Liz? Like, what are you talking about? Y'all act like these players have never been hit before. Okay? I can guarantee that every one of these football players done been hit before you. And being in one game, having one game, this becomes more of a preference. What you guys are talking about are preferences. You would rather have your players play in certain situations. Falcons aren't the only team that did not play their starters in preseason. This is more so of a preference. There's a lot of teams in the NFL that did not play their starters and they still lost. They still lost. So this is more of a preference. Where you guys are talking for a preference. Me, I don't want my guys getting hurt in preseason. I do not care what anybody says. I'm not putting Matt Ryan out in no damn preseason 1, preseason 2 when I'm paying him $50 million. Are you insane? I'm not putting my players out there to get trampled on or get his ankle twisted, and then week 1, week 2, week 5 is in jeopardy, or he has a lingering ankle issue. I want him going into week 1 fully healthy. I don't give a damn if he comes out slow. I want my players to be healthy week 1. So if he's rusty, I don't give a damn. We can work past that. But when you're dealing with a quarterback and a player, and a running back, a lineman, and these guys are hurt week 1 because he tripped over somebody in preseason, no. Again, this is my preference. So a lot of you guys would rather risk that, then that's your prerogative. And you might be right. But for me personally, and I know Raheem is exactly like this, preseason for him is about mitigating injuries. I want all of my guys healthy week 1. Because if I need to have a rotation of edge guys and my top 2 guys are nursing an ankle injury because he tripped up in preseason, I'm already going into week 1 behind. I'm already going behind. I'm already behind the 8 ball because I'm dealing with an ankle injury. So again, me personally, I'm not risking that. So I would much rather deal with a quarterback that comes out slow, a running back, an offensive line that comes out slow, than dealing with the injury for 2 or 3 weeks because I played him in preseason. But look, this Patrick Mahomes, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers played their starters for a good little minute. Jacksonville played their players for the most part, and they lost too. So the Jaguars playing their guys in preseason matter as much? They played their starters in preseason. They played Trevor Lawrence in preseason. This dude completed 12 passes. Trevor Lawrence, the guy who getting paid $50 million, he played. These guys, he played in preseason. They were 12 or 21, 162 yards and 1 touchdown, sacked 3 times. Did that matter? Because we played them. We played them. He completed 12 passes for 162 yards. And they played their guys in preseason. So does it really matter as much as we're letting it out to be? Because I'm not seeing the major benefit in playing guys in preseason. Trevor Lawrence had damn near the exact same numbers of Kirk Cousins. Okay? Trevor Lawrence had damn near the exact same numbers as Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins hasn't played in nearly a year. Trevor Lawrence has played. And he completed 12 passes. And he played in preseason. So again, you guys gotta show me the evidence. You can't just say, all right, because this happened and that happened. Well, you gotta be able to prove these things. And there's no proof that playing in preseason that this guy would have played a little bit better. Because again, Trevor Lawrence played. So again, what you guys are doing, this is more so preference, and this is why head coaches get paid the big bucks. Because you got to be able to show proof. You can't just say, oh man, if you played in preseason, these guys will play better. Well, you got to prove that. Can't just be putting stuff out there and say, yep, this is man, the sun is gonna go left if I do this. We don't fucking know that. These guys played in preseason. And like I said, we will see. But like at the end of the day, you got to be able to you got to be able to show these things. The Steelers played they starters too. They played their starter too. And they passed the ball for 156 yards. But we acting like the Atlanta Falcons was just total crap. This man had 1 more yard than Kirk Cousins. And we acting like Kirk Cousins is trash. He threw the ball for 1 more yard than Kirk Cousins. And then we up here talking about we need to get rid of Kirk Cousins. Now, he did a great job of managing the game. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And Justin Fields, but he had 1 more passing yard than Kirk Cousins. And we're talking about we need to get rid of Kirk Cousins. See, this is where proof comes into it. This is where proof. You can't just be saying things and putting these things out without proper proof. There's no proof to say that this guy, he needs to do this and he needs to do that. At the end of the day, it becomes a matter of coaching. It becomes a matter of execution. It becomes a matter of players just having, you just got to do your job, bro. Looking at Grady Jarrett and looking at how he played, nobody say, damn, man, Grady had ACL surgery last year. Nobody say that. He didn't even look like it. Grady Jarrett didn't even play in the fucking preseason. This is another thing what I'm talking about. Like, we sit up here and put all this emphasis on preseason game. Grady Jarrett didn't even play 1 freaking snap. And for the most part, he wasn't even in training camp. But we're up here making this big fuss about these guys not playing in preseason. And this dude came out and absolute wreaked freaking havoc. Nate Landman was an absolute monster. 7 tackles. Like, this dude was a tackling machine. We didn't even see Mike Hughes, bro. Mike Hughes was playing damn good. So we talking about guys that did not play in the preseason, but when in regards to certain players, we should. And then again, Grady Jarrett, 3 tackles, 1.5 sack, and 2 tackles for losses. And we talking about a guy that barely participated in training camp and did not participate in preseason. And this dude was a freaking monster. So again, got to be able to show proof. But I thought Justin Fields sucks. Well, he did turn the ball over. He did his job. See, what we do over here, I don't get into trolling. I like telling the truth. See, the fact of the matter is, you some of my guns that only come over here because you want to suck a nut off. I'm not here to suck nuts off. Okay? I'm here to tell the truth. And Justin Fields with the Chicago Bears was terrible. And the truth of the matter, in this particular game, Justin Fields played well. Okay? So if you think that Justin Fields had a great game, then that's on you. Justin Fields did his freaking job as the quarterback. He had 17 of 23, 156 yards. He was sacked 2 times, and he had a turnover. Not a great game, not a bad game, but he did his freaking job. And that's what you want your quarterback to do. Be able to make plays when they need to and just manage the game. And he did exactly that. So if you're here to sit up here and troll because I told the truth about a dude that's ass, he played like ass. If you think that passing for less than 2,800 yards ain't bad, then that's your problem. No touchdowns. Like you're congratulating a quarterback that did not score a touchdown. Kirk Cousins scored a touchdown. The thing is that we always talk about is you can't beat yourself. Well, he did fumble the ball, and they had several opportunities where he could have, for one, he could have fumbled the ball 2. I think they did fumble the ball 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. The thing is, they got those things back. Yeah, one fumble. Yeah, so they did. Yeah, they fumbled the ball 2 times. No, they fumbled the ball. It was a miss snap the first time, and then they fumbled the ball another time, which he lost. So these are the things. These are the things that we talk about. Justin Fields didn't make mistakes. Kirk Cousins did. He did his job. Kirk didn't do his job. So again, if you believe personally that a passing for 156 yards is great, then that's you. But I want more out of my quarterback. And quarterback, if you want to be regarded as a best quarterback, you can't do this for 1 game. You got to do this for 16. We don't get in the business of praising guys over 1 good game or 1 game that where he didn't make mistakes. You got to keep on. You got to keep on doing it. And it's like you can't win everything by field goals. He did not score a single touchdown, and we're praising him. But he deserved to be praised because they end up getting the win, and he didn't turn the ball over. He lost a fumble, but he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't throw interceptions. You'd rather he scored touchdowns and win the football game. Well, they won the football game because the Falcons didn't score more than 2 points. So are we really going to praise Justin Fields for what the defense did? The defense dominated the Atlanta Falcons. Justin Fields did not dominate the Atlanta Falcons. Okay? This is why it's a team game. The defense helped Justin Fields look much better as a quarterback. But even Arthur Smith and even Mike Tomlin says, "You look, that's good, but you got to get better. And you have to have that. Justin Fields got to continuously play like this. They got the job done, but the Falcons scored 10 points." Yeah. What's again, Big Sam, JV coach? What part of truth that you don't like? The truth of the matter is that was a good game. They won the game, but he did not score a single touchdown. Okay? If it wasn't for the field goal kicker, are we really talking about praising Justin Fields? Gotta score, bro. You gotta score points. You gotta get your team in the end zone. Even Justin Fields know that. They did not get in the end zone. Kirk Cousins did that. And he played like complete dookie. He did that. But again, Justin Fields did his job in managing the game, which in at the end of the day, they got the win. But he did not score one single touchdown. Again, he scored one more point. He scored one more point. He had one more yard throwing than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins got in the end zone. He got his team in the end zone. And we're talking about this. Kirk Cousins played like absolute crap. But I'm not about to get in no love fest with these love fists. No, the dub don't trump everything. See, this is the mind of a casual fan, because they say that the W, the win, means everything. You can improve as a football team, and you will not beat the best teams in the NFL if the win only matters. Because you're not going to be able to do this nonsense. You're not going to score 18 points and then expect to beat the Chiefs. You're not going to score 18 points and expect to beat the 49ers, the Eagles. Like, that's not true at all. You can't score 18 points a game and expect to win championships. So we can sit up here and say the win trumps everything. That's not true at all. That matters to you as a fan. But head coaches, they think bigger than that. I'm not looking at a win and say, yep, well, at least we won the game. No, we look at that game and say, how can we improve? Even in the loss, we looking at the game and say, all right, how can we improve? We don't look at the game and just say, oops, well, we lost the game. Oh, well, we won the game. No, you look at the game and say, all right, even though we won, even though we lost, we got to improve. Without Boswell, the Atlanta Falcons 10-0. Again, they did not score a single point. And I'm not here to sit up here and bash this man. Well, Ritter was a rookie starter. Justin Fields been in the league for going on 5th year, I believe is his 5th year. 4th year. Oh, they are. They don't worry about it, Lavender. Cute. Don't worry about it. They're Justin Fields fans. All right. They're gonna put they purple and gold panties on everywhere he go. Everywhere we go. Y'all know that song? Nate Dogg, Tupac. Every other way we go. Every other we go. No matter where I go, we see the same hoes. Yeah, that's them. This is these Justin Fields fans. I want Big Sam JV coach to come back when we talking about. I want to see these guys when they lose, because I haven't seen these guys in a long time. I don't see them when we talking about Justin Field, Desmond Ritter, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, and other team matters. I don't see these guys. But soon you start talking about they coochie, I mean, my bad. They guy Justin Fields. They come out of anywhere. They come out of everywhere. And Tank, I don't know what Tanky Poo just need to stop. We know your coochie wet. All right. You're up here praising Justin Fields for 156 yards, but he talking about he a Falcon fan. Man, get out of here. That man about to bleed all on his damn. Look, all right, I'm done. So I appreciate Battle for joining us, but these Justin Fields fans coming out of everywhere now. They hurt y'all. Well, he is fucking trash. You dick sucker. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? This man up here, this man was 156 yards, didn't score a single touchdown, but I'm supposed to praise this. I'm praising the guy that passed the ball for 156 yards, no touchdowns, 6 field goals, which he didn't even kick, but I'm supposed to praise him. Let me say this. Let me say this again, because I want you to understand with this. He did not score a single touchdown. Not one touchdown. 0. 0. And his field goal kicker scored those points. He didn't score a single point. Passed the ball for 156 yards. And I'm supposed to sit up here and praise this. The defense, okay? The defense won the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because in order for you to actually be praised, you have to do something of meaning. He didn't do anything meaningful. Ain't the objective of the game for the offense to score? Okay? No. We not finna do this. What's the objective? What's the objective of the offense? What is the objective for the offense? Okay, see, we about to have a real conversation now. What's the objective of the offense? What is the objective for the offense? Because we want to talk about, we blinded by hate. So what is the objective of the offense? Okay. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Offenses can't win games. Team win games. So what's the objective of the offense? Because this is where Justin Field fans, and not just Justin Field fans, it's just fans of players. This is where they don't want to have real conversations. What's the objective of the offense? Okay. To score points. The offense put themselves in position to score points. So did Justin Fields score points? Okay. So what's the defense? Okay, we're gonna get down to now we about to have a real conversation. What is the objective of the defense? What's the objective of the defense? Because now, y'all want to sit up here and say, "Oh, you blinded by hate." Okay, now we're blinded by hate. Now, answer the freaking question. Answer the freaking question. No. Y'all was typing y'all asses off right now. Y'all were typing y'all asses off a few seconds ago. So again, no, Big Sam. You supposed to be a JV coach, sir. So what's the objective of the defense? To stop the offense from scoring. So did the offense of the Atlanta Falcons score? How many points did they score? Hmm? No. Y'all were typing real fast about being hateful and all this type of stuff. Don't start slowing down them Twitter fingers down. Okay, don't stop. Don't do that. No. No. Don't do this. What is the objective of the defense? See, now they don't want to talk. Now they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it now. Now they want to sit up here and say, it's to win the game. No team is supposed to win the game. So what's the objective of the defense? Come on now. Come on, y'all was typing y'all asses about how we hateful, about how everybody hate Justin Fields and all that type of. What's the objective of the defense? Now you see what I'm saying, y'all? Now they don't want to talk about it. He wanted to know. He led them to the. What's the objective? See, they was worried about. They didn't want to have the conversation. Now they don't want to have the conversation. When you start asking them simple questions, now they didn't want to have. Oh, here you go, man. You up here with these narratives. Answer the question. What's the objective? It's been 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and nobody don't want to say what's the objective for the defense. Come on. Yeah, y'all, them Twitter fingers don't stop typing now. What, y'all done tie them together with rubber bands or something? Yeah, come on, Tanky Poo. Come on, Big J, Big Sam. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all was typing about all this hate now. No. To stop other team from scoring. Okay, now you get mad. So did the Atlanta Falcons score in the second half? That's the third question I got. So if the objective of the offense is to score points, which Justin Fields didn't, the special teams did, and the defense didn't allow the Atlanta Falcons to score, then who won the game? No. He put him in position. Just because you're in position don't actually mean it's going to happen. You can put people in position, don't mean it's going to act. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. That it's a foregone conclusion that you're going to score. So every part of the team have to do their part. So it took y'all 5 minutes to write that down. To stop the opposing team from scoring. So if Justin Fields did not score a single touchdown, can we say that he's the reason why they won? They didn't score a single point. He didn't score not one single point. You see what I'm saying? No. Y'all heard. What's your question now, Mike? Oh, what's the question? Y'all heard me say this damn question for 5 minutes straight, and now you want to sit up here and stutter. What's your question? I didn't hear you. Now y'all don't hear. Now y'all don't want to hear. Y'all can't hear and y'all can't answer questions now. See, this is why people don't like AFN, because we ask questions. We actually have a conversation. We don't dumb the game down to wins and losses and stuff like that, because more goes into it than just wins and losses. Teams win games. Coaches win games. Every aspect of a football team wins. But the problem is you guys want to just you want to just dumb the game down to, oh, it's just a superstar. I was talking to Kiara last night. Miss Kiki. All right, how you doing, baby? I was talking to her last night. All you people was talking about if the Atlanta Falcons get a better quarterback, then the Falcons will win this and they'll do this. Well, guess what? The Falcons got 2 quarterbacks. The Falcons got 2 quarterbacks. Did they win the game? So are we going to stop trying to dumb the game down to, oh, if we just get a superstar player, everything will be fine? Well, guess what? Lamar Jackson tried to do everything that he can in his own power to get a win, and they still lost. So we want to dumb the game down to superstar players and then they say, all right, this player did this and nobody else matters. This is what's wrong with fans. This is exactly what's wrong with people today. Y'all want to dumb the game down to just one player. If that kicker does not do his job, we're not even talking about a win. We're not even talking about just, oh, Justin Fields did this and this, that, and this and that. At the end of the day, the Pittsburgh Steelers, everybody from Justin Fields to TJ Watt to I think his name Boswell is the kicker, to the coaching, everybody played a part in getting that win. That's why they won. And we didn't do our job, from Kirk Cousins all the way to certain aspects of the game where we had Eddie Goldman with the defensive holding. Like we made mistakes. Well, we did not win the game. So we're not going to sit up here and talk and try to dumb the game down to 1 and 2 players. At the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons didn't do what they're supposed to do. So don't give me this nonsense about, oh, y'all just hating on that man. He won the game. No, they won the game. Oh, he put them close. Man, shut up. This is where the shut the fuck up come from. Because y'all, just because we put you in position, don't mean it's going to be effective. We put Young Wei Koo in position how many times? I think like 4 times in preseason, and he missed 2-3 field goals. He put him in field goal position, and he missed those field goals. Yeah, and here go Big Sam. Oh, just give Justin Fit. No, you don't want to hear me give him credit because I done did it about 4 times. If you want me to suck his left titty nipple off, that's what you want me to do. Hey, we're not here to suck a nipple off. Hey, like y'all. Oh, just give him credit. What do you not understand about Justin Fields did everything in his power to help get that win. Justin Fields did his job. That's what he's supposed to do, his job. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Justin, I've said this 5 times in here, and y'all correct me if I haven't. How many times have you said Justin Fields did his job? He didn't turn the ball over. He did exactly what he did exactly what he was supposed to do. No, I don't. I don't think Star is not playing in the preseason because, again, Trevor Lawrence played in the preseason. And he was 12 of 21, 160-something yards. So he did not play that much better than Kirk Cousins. So are we really talking about, does this really has much to do with the fact that he didn't play in preseason? Because Trevor Lawrence, they played the whole first half of the preseason, and he still looked crappy. Mm-hmm. I know, John. I know. They want us to say, "Oh my God, that's Justin Fields, man. Man, we should have got him, man." I know what their objective is. Because we're not slobbering on this knob. Y'all want me to slob on this knob, and we're not slobbing on this knob. So you still ain't. So what you want me to say? I'm not blinded by the red and black. Yeah, you blinded by them nuts in your face. That's what you blinded by. And Millie Mills, that's another thing too. The NFL is actually trying to get rid of the preseason. So they personally believe that even the players, they don't want to play in the preseason. A lot of them don't even want to play in training camp. They want to get straight to the games. Oh, you see, but now you talk about Des Ritter. Hey, we talk about Des Ritter. Ain't nobody talking about Des Ritter, bro. Ain't nobody talking about Des Ritter. That's like, see, now he trying to change the subject. Now they trying to change the subject, y'all. NJS, I thank you, my brother. Like I said, we look Desmond Desmond Ritter is no longer an Atlanta Falcon. Justin Fields did just enough to help get his team to win. He did not make mistakes. And with a defense like that, you don't have to be great. We've said this time and time again. If you got a defense and you build a team the right way, you don't have to have 300-400 yards passing. You don't have to have that. Just do your job. If you build a team the right way. And Pittsburgh, they built the team the right way. And Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, they don't have to be great. So now it's all right. We about to end this because now he trying to go to Desmond Ritter shit. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So I appreciate everybody for joining me. This man again, Desmond Ritter ain't got nothing to do with it. That man ain't on no team, but we up here talking about Desmond Ritter. We don't jump from the Atlanta Falcons. Y'all hurt my feelings about Justin Fields. You hurt my feelings. Man, you shouldn't be talking about Justin like that, man. He's a great quarterback. Even though he ain't scoring no touchdown, he's great. Well, I don't know how that's gonna play out, but they're gonna the NFL is actually going to give a little bit more. I don't know if they're going to have. I don't know the exact number as far as the active players concerned, but they're going to improve. They want to increase the number of players on the roster, so you're gonna start seeing more players. But they really want to get rid of the preseason for the most part. Justin Fields ain't scored no points, but you gotta give him credit, Mike. Come on, man. Come on, man. He ain't scored no points, but he good. Come on, man. Come on, Mike, man. Y'all, man. Come on, John. You gotta give that man credit, man. He ain't scoring no touchdown, but they got the win, man. All right. Yeah, Coochie, boy, you gotta get that. Some of y'all dudes be on other dudes more than females be doing, and that's sad. Y'all act like, yeah. I bet you some of you dudes will pay them $2,000 just to go sit and sit and hug Justin Fields, cause that's exactly how y'all acting right now. Y'all gonna pay $2,000 like them girl be paying $2,000 to hug to hug Chris Brown. That's what y'all gonna do, cause that's exactly how y'all acting right now. Y'all praising this man. Y'all praising this man for getting the team in field goal position. Get the hell out of here, man. Oh boy, this is funny. Hey man, but these man, get your stupid ass out of here, boy. You about to get blocked. Get the fuck out of here. All right, man. You can get that. Look, get your own titty, okay? Get your own titty and let that man titty go, okay? Y'all got to get y'all own titties. Good God Almighty. So, with that being said, I appreciate it. Thanks. But good God Almighty, grown ass men all on this man nuts like that. It's sad. Y'all on this man nuts than females. Y'all need to get your own. Please get your own titty and let that man titty go, okay? Thank you. I appreciate it. No, you're not trolling me. You making yourself look like a fucking. Never mind. I was about to say something. You know, I don't need them alphabet people coming at me like that. But get your own titty, y'all. Okay? Please get your own titties. That being said, thanks. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out.
Put your eyes back in your head.
Pop out like flavors. Let me do.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.